All right, Shalom Israel. First and foremost, as always, I would like to give all praises, honor, glory, respect, and blessings to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rachaha, Kwadash. Salutations to the Lord's elect on the four corners of the earth, pushing his truth and sincerity while patiently waiting for Yahweh Shai's return. And double honors to our apostles and elders of Great Millstone, which have taught us everything we know through the spirit and power of Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai. And I'm going to do a response video to the beloved brother right here, brother Elder Hawad from North Carolina, as you see right here. And he did a response video called Isupk, we are prophets, not paramilitary. So without further ado, let's go get right into it. And I don't think I can turn this sideways, so take a picture of this. That way I can use it as my thumbnail for my own video. Okay, so let's go ahead and play the video here.
Of universal and practical knowledge, Latinos and African Americans come together to fight and show that they can save their people. In the Israelite School of Universal and Practical Knowledge, Latinos and African Americans come together to fight and show that they can save their people. If you're black or Latino or Native American, come prove you have what it takes to fight and stand for your people. Shalom.
Okay, and let me start off by saying this. We cannot save our people. We cannot defend our people. Now, we can fight for our people spiritually. Okay. When it comes to fighting against the so-called white man, and a matter of fact, let me just get there real quick. Okay. When it comes to fighting against the so-called white man, and when I say the so-called white man, I'm not talking about the average six-pack Joe out there, you know, who sit on the couch with a white beater in his drawers, drinking Budweiser while watching football. I'm not talking about that type of Edomite, which the biblical Edomites will be the so-called white man. When I say the Edomites, I'm talking about the powers that be that rule the earth. And that starts with the so-called elites who call themselves Rothschilds or Rockefellers, trickling down to the rest of their nation of people. Those are your Edomites today. And these Rothschilds and Rockefellers, they're not concerned with a Negro that's marching up and down the streets with AKs, shotguns, dressed up in tactical bulletproof vests. They're not concerned with people like that. But who they are concerned with, they are concerned with those who have the 100% truth, which will be the word of Yahweh, which would be Yahweh Shai. He is the word of Yahweh. And the proof of that the only way you can come back against these Edomites, the ones in rulership, the ones that rule the entire world, the so-called global elites, the only way to combat them is through the word of Yahweh, which is Yahweh Shai. That's the only way to fight against them. You have to fight against them spiritually. Okay? Ain't nobody going to take Esau out of his powership on a carnal level. Okay? Esau has mastered carnality. What's the proof of that? They have nukes. They have atomic bombs. They have drones. They have robots trained to kill people, especially Israelites. Robot dogs, such as the ones you see from Black Mirror Metalhead, Terminator robots, slaughter bots, murder bots. What you gonna do against that? Ephesians chapter 6. Let me see. Give me a moment here. Okay, I'm looking at the NLT, that's why. Okay, Ephesians 6 verse 12. For we wrestle not against flesh and blood, okay, but against principalities. Principalities is another term for demons, another word for demons, against powers. Okay, do not the so-called global elites have a god-like complex? This is what we're up against. What is throwing a bunch of now, don't get me wrong, you know, we're Israelite men. You know, we have high testosterone. We like to punch things, kick things. You know, we have the most energy on the face of the earth. So, yeah, you know, of course, you know, it's okay to hit a punching bag and, you know, to throw a couple of kicks and elbows and knees and roundhouse kicks and, you know, grapples and all that. But it don't have to be shown on camera, man. And once again, you ninjas at Isupk, you're trying to tie this truth to carnality, and it's not going to work, because trying to mix carnality with this truth, which is a spiritual thing, is like trying to mix oil and water together. Okay? For we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, which are demons. How you gonna fight against demons? You gonna use your fist? You gonna throw a kick at them? You can't hit a demon. You can't even see a demon, let alone smell one, see one, touch one, hear one. Not unless the Lord open up your mind to actually see and hear one, but you ain't gonna be able to touch one. You ain't gonna be able to smell one. You ain't gonna be able to taste one. So how you gonna fight against demons? You fight against demons by the word of Yahweh. Because these so-called elites, they use demons to attack people. What do you think the Illuminati and all these people and these secret societies, what do you think they do when they all gather together at like the Bohemian Grove and all these secret islands, and they gather around this tall owl, which they call Molech? What do you think they're doing? They're sending up demonic enchantments to put demons on people. That's why vaping is at an all-time high. That's why smoking and drugs are at an all-time high. Suicide is at an all-time high. People bugging out is at an all-time high. People eating unclean foods, pride, wickedness, sin is at an all-time high. Why? Because there is a large amount of demons on these people. And if you don't have the covering of Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, you're going to find yourself taking your rod and sticking it inside the butthole of a horse, a donkey, another man, a woman. You're going to find yourself eating shrimp, lobster. You're going to find yourself committing adultery, getting tattoos, growing dreads, mimicking the same lyrics that you hear from these demonic ass rap songs. Because these people are not doing it of their own will. They're doing it because they're being controlled by the demons which were summoned by the so-called elites, the head of the Illuminati, and these other people amongst these secret societies. Okay? All these motherfuckers out here are possessed. And they're possessed by what? Demons. Okay? These motherfuckers are possessed by demons. You got more and more people going to clubs and shit. You got, every time you turn around, there's a new murder case. A new murder-suicide case. Children coming up missing by the hundreds of thousands. Demons. Those are all demons. You know, there's road rages everywhere. You got people getting out their cars, smashing out the windows of other people's vehicles because of road rages. What is that? Those are demons. Demons possessing and controlling the actions of those people. So what do you do in those case scenarios? You combat those demons with the word of the Heavenly Father, whose name is Yahweh. The name of the Heavenly Father is Yahweh. You combat those demons with the word of Yahweh, which is Yahweh Shai. You're not going to fight against principalities with your fists. What the fuck you going to do with a gun against a demon? The demon will hop on you and make you shoot a whole bunch of other people and then put the spirit on you not to shoot yourself just so you can go to prison and be somebody else's bitch. Demons will do that to you. You don't think Polite had demons on him when he shot up the Bible and then called it the Holy Bible because it had bullet holes in it? You don't think demons was on Polite when he tried to get the Blood and the Crips to come after us? Because we was teaching that RAPE is in the Bible? You don't think the Blood and the Crips have demons on them? If you're willing to shoot somebody over a fucking color, you got demons on you. All these YNs out here. All these YNs out here. What is that? All these young nigglets got dreads. Sagging their pants. And sometimes you can't even understand what the fuck they're talking about. They're trying to mimic these different rap songs. I don't even know what they be trying to say. I don't even care what they be trying to say. But they need get my weed and sack my pants and murk that nigga and fuck my hoe and don't know. They're like, well, what those, because demons can also hop on people through music. You know, before I clock in at work now, I send up prayers. Because where I work at, there's always some young nigga music playing through that fucking loudspeaker. In the back of that damn kitchen. There's always some young nigga music spewing some shit. And then you got these little young niggas back there mimicking exactly what they're hearing. Coming out of their mouth. You over here rapping about murder and shit. Don't you know Yahushua said, by thy words thou shalt be justified, and by thy words thou shalt be condemned? These Edomites got niggas rapping about murder and drugs and committing adultery. Not knowing they gonna be judged for that one day. So what you gonna do against demons? You niggas at ISUPK, you have no idea what's going on or what's about to happen. For we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, which are demons, against powers, the so-called elites. Okay, you think the so-called elites is worried about a bunch of niggas dressed in black, wearing a tactical vest, throwing punches and kicks? You can't defend your people against the so-called elites. They have nukes. They have atomic bombs. They have drones, robots. They got some shit that'll play through your phone and drive you mad. You'll drop dead. 5G towers, radiation. Come on, man. They have power over your job. They can tell your job to fire your black ass tomorrow. Then what? Oh, now your ass will be through out there. Over here throwing punches and shit. But overnight, your ass will be digging out of a fucking trash can. Okay? Against the rulers of the darkness of this world. Against spiritual wickedness in high places. Wherefore, take unto you the whole armor of Yahweh. What's the whole armor of Yahweh? That's Yahawashai. That's the word of Yahawashai. Okay? That's in Romans the 13th chapter. Where Paul said, you know, wherefore put ye on Yahawashai and make not provisions for the flesh to fulfill the lust thereof. Okay? So putting on the whole armor of Yahweh. The armor of Yahweh is Yahawashai. Okay? And the matter of fact, and I remember Apostle Gabar went into this a couple of years ago, which was a beautiful point. He said that a child, which the word child goes back to the Hebrew word ban, which means son, right? A son is like a shield to his father, right? Now, armor. Do not armor act as a shield? Now, I'm not saying that the Heavenly Father needs a shield, okay? He was the one who created Yahawashai's spirit. And then Yahawashai created us. But what I am saying is that Yahawashai is a shield. Okay? Yahawashai, the son of Yahweh, is a shield. Armor act as a shield that protects you from harm. And that harm comes from what? Demons. That harm comes from Esau's poison through his music, movies, TV, cartoons, anime, video games, TV shows, frequencies, beats, constant radiation and poisons coming from the air, factories, pollutions, hazardous metals, you name it. Yahawashai act as a shield against all of that, man. So I don't give a fuck how many punches you throw per day, how many kicks you throw per day, how much of an act you put up per day. If you don't have Yahawashai, this world will fucking crush you. This world will crush you. And you'll see what I mean when Jacob's trouble happens. This world will gobble you up and completely devour you. You need Yahawashai, man. You ain't defending shit. You ain't saving shit. We can't even save ourselves, man. To defend your people. You ain't defending nothing. Especially without Yahawashai. Man, look, we are nothing without Yahawashai, okay? We are nothing without the Messiah. We are nothing without Yahweh, the Heavenly Father. We need Yahweh and we need Yahawashai. Niggas over here throwing punches like they can punch a robot made out of titanium alloy and break it to pieces. Nigga, please. That robot will suplex your black ass, take a bottle of piss and shove it down your throat. Will shove it down your mouth and make you drink it while beating your ass. You niggas ain't doing shit. Okay. And there's another one too. Before I get back into the video, let's go to 2 Corinthians here. And excuse me. It's not the 6th chapter. Where the Lord said, is it the 11th chapter? It might be 2 Corinthians 11. No, it might be 2 Corinthians 10. Okay, here we go. 2 Corinthians 10 verse 4. For the weapons of our warfare. Now, when Paul said the weapons of our warfare, he was speaking of the elect. Because the elect are not carnal. The elect are not carnal people. The elect are spiritual men. Okay? I'll say it again. The elect are spiritual men. What does it mean to be spiritual? It means to walk after the manner of Yahushai. What did Yahushai say? Be ye wise as serpents and harmless as doves. Okay? What does it mean to be spiritual? Zephaniah, the 1st chapter. Therefore wait ye upon me, saith Yahushai, till the day that I rise up to the prey. For my determination is to gather the nations, that I may pour upon them my indignation. If you try to take up arms and take matters into your own hands, you're going to get destroyed by Esau. Okay, the Lord said, wait ye upon him. That's what it means to be spiritual. We got to wait on the Lord, man. Okay. What does it mean to be spiritual? Pay your tithes, you know. Do not scoff or scorn against the men of the Lord, whom the Lord has set up. Starting with the men of Great Millstone, which starting with the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, which starts with Apostle Tahar, Apostle Gabar, Apostle Ariamlab, and Apostle Racha. And then trickling down to the other elders and the high priests and the bishops of Great Millstone, to the sincere brothers of Great Millstone, to the brothers and elders who follow who follow us at Great Millstone, you know, our affiliates. Those are the men of whom the Lord is dealing with. And, you know, Salakia, I must humble myself, because I'm not saying the Lord is dealing with me. I hope the Lord is dealing with me, because we are prisoners of hope. That's a part of being spiritual, right? You can't just assume that the Lord is dealing with you. We hope the Lord is dealing with us. That's a part of being spiritual, right? Because we are commanded to be humble. Okay? Being spiritual also means not partaking in the race wars, the civil wars, the protests, the riots, the rallies, and all the chaos out there. Being as pilgrims upon the earth when Jacob's trouble happens. That's being spiritual. Okay? Moving in the spirit. Okay? Doing what Yahweh Bahasham, Yahweh Shai said to do to the best of your ability. That is being spiritual. In nowhere in the scriptures did the Lord say to upload a video of you throwing punches and shit at a guy that's holding two punching pads in his hands. Okay? Nowhere in the scriptures did the Lord say, you know, do a Hebrew Israelite rap video and upload it to YouTube. The Lord never said to do that, man. You know? If the Lord did not say to do it, don't do it. If the Lord said to do it, you do it. Okay? Tonight is the Sabbath. Tomorrow is the new moon Sabbath. That's being spiritual. That's walking in the spirit. And I'm not saying I'm of the elect. I hope I'm of the elect. Okay? The elect is going to be moved by fear towards Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai. For the weapons of our warfare are not carnal, but mighty through Yahweh. And it can only be mighty through Yahweh by Yahweh Shai. That's why we say Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai. Okay? But mighty through Yahweh which is possible by Yahweh Shai, right? But mighty through Yahweh to the pulling down of strongholds. You pull down strongholds through the word of Yahweh, which is Yahweh Shai. Okay, this truth is not about uplifting ourselves. This truth is about uplifting and exalting Yahweh Bahasham, Yahweh Shai. Casting down imaginations and every high thing that exalted itself against the knowledge of Yahweh, and bringing into captivity every thought to the obedience of Yahweh Shai HaMashiach, and having in a readiness to revenge all disobedience when your obedience is fulfilled. You see, do ye look on things after the outward appearance? This is a question to all you niggas amongst these different Israelite groups out there who do things to be seen of men, just like Yahweh Shai said in the book of Matthew, the 23rd chapter, right? Everything those wicked scribes and Pharisees did, they did to be seen of men, right? And who were the scribes back then? The scribes back then, during the time of Yahweh Shai, 2,000 plus years ago, okay, those scribes were basically your recorders. Okay, those were your recorders back then. Rather if they was writing down whatever they was, witnessing those wicked scribes and Pharisees doing. I mean, rather if they was writing down everything those wicked Pharisees were doing, or rather if they were, recording it some other way. And your modern day's time, your modern day scribes would be the guy responsible for pressing the record button behind the camera. Because you record, the word record means to write. Okay, a camera writes by basically recording everything that is on the screen. So your wicked scribes and Pharisees are back today. And guess what? They're doing exactly what they did 2,000 plus years ago. Okay, they're misleading Israel, and they're scattering the Lord's sheep. And we all know what the punishment is for scattering the Lord's sheep. Jeremiah 23 verse 1 to 2. So do ye look on the things after the outward appearance? Because our people love, the things that they can see with their eyes. Ooh, damn, this Israelite group right here looks badass. They're throwing punches. They're marching. They're dressed in all black. They're wearing sunglasses. Nigga, I gotta get with this. Ookie crisp. Do ye look on things after the outward appearance? If any man trust to himself that he is Yahweh Shai's, let him of himself think this again, that as he is Yahweh Shai's, even so are we Yahweh Shai's. Okay. So these guys at IUIC, they think that what they're doing is the right thing in the name of Yahweh Shai, but they're on the wrong path. Let's continue to see what else these young nigglets are doing.
To fight and stand for your people. Shalom. Psalm chapter 91, verse 2, and it reads, I will say of...
And then they spelled shalom wrong. They put shalom. There's no O in the Paleo Hebrew.
The Lord, he is my refuge and my fortress, my power. In him will I trust.
That's right. In him will I trust. Right? Matter of fact, what is that? Whew. Yeah, Psalms 91. That's fire. That's fire. Allow me to get the book of Psalms 44. Let's go to Psalms 44. Because again, we cannot deliver ourselves. Man, that brother Hawaii is on fire. Okay. The book of Psalms, chapter 44, verse 1. 144. Call Halayim La, Allahayanawa, Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai. So 144. I've been seeing that number almost every day, man. And I pray and hope I'm of the elect. And I hope that you sincere brothers who truly believe in Yahweh Shai, I hope you're of the elect too. So Psalms 44 verse 1. To the chief musician for the sons of Korah, Meshil, we have heard with our ears, O Yahweh, our fathers have told us what work thou didst in their days, in the times of old, right? And they're referring back to all the great works the Lord did before us. Because remember, we did not deliver ourselves out of the hands of our enemies. It was Yahweh, okay, through his son Yahweh Shai that delivered us from the Egyptians out of the land of Egypt, okay? It was Yahweh through Yahweh Shai that delivered us in the book of Joshua from the Philistines, okay? In the book of Judges, it was Yahweh through his son Yahweh Shai that delivered us by sending a judge to get us out of the captivity of various oppressors from Cushan Rish Athiam, king of Mesopotamia, okay? You know, when the Lord delivered Gideon, okay, Jephthah, okay, when the Lord sent Barak, who delivered us out of the hands of Eglon, okay, that fat gook, okay. Okay, was not the Lord with King David when he delivered David out of the hands of Goliath? Okay, was not the Lord with King David when he delivered King David out of the hands of those Philistines and all of his enemies? So come on, man. The Lord has a long history of delivering his people out of captivity. So show some fucking respect, man. That's the problem with you niggas. You ain't got no respect. You don't want to make mention of all of the good works that the Lord did for us. Okay? You niggas keep on coming with that mentality that you can deliver yourself, man. Okay, keep that same energy when there's newly created beasts roaming around your neighborhoods and cities. Keep that same energy when there's tigers, bears, cougars, and all of these dangerous beasts roaming your neighborhoods. Keep that same energy when there's millions of yellow jackets flying throughout your towns and neighborhoods, stinging people to death, leaving hundreds of different holes in their bodies. Keep that same energy when there's a famine, when there's robots out here killing people, killing off your food supply, burning down your homes, your food supplies. Keep that same energy when the Lord starts sending monsters apparitions your way. Because the Lord said he was going to smite Egypt with plagues as before. Well, you better read Wisdom of Solomon, the 17th chapter. The Lord plagued the ancient Egyptians with monstrous apparitions. Well, King Solomon called them strange apparitions. Still, monstrous apparitions, strange apparitions, they're both terrifying. And they're both capable of scaring somebody to death. You know, you people watch all these scary movies like you know, The Haunting of Salem, the Haunting of Annabelle and Chucky, and you know, y'all watch 13 Ghosts, the Ringo, you know, The Grudge. You watch all these movies and you think it's science fiction. Nah, nigga. Nah. Okay, Case 49. What was that movie about? It was about a chick that was capable of making people's fears come true and making them die by their own fears. The Most High will make you die by your own fears. And you'll be the only one who'll be able to see it. People will think you're crazy. Most High have your ass running from some 8-foot tall monster with razor sharp claws and razor sharp teeth with red eyes, blood dripping from his mouth. Even though it ain't blood, because spirits don't bleed, but they can give off the illusion that there's blood coming out their mouth. And they just have this terrifying, hideous look to them, and you're the only one who can see it. You running from this monstrous apparition way down the street, screaming and hollering and shit. Most High will have your ass terrified to live in your own home. You'll be hearing shit running upstairs across your hallway, and shit. But you know that you're the only one home. You be questioning, honey, is that you? Then you look on the floor, you see some wet footsteps and shit that went from your bathroom to one of your children's bedroom. And then you like, what the fuck? Yeah, I mean, but you heard somebody running up there, right? And then you might go to the room to check, and then you might look around and you don't find nothing in there, dude. Your ass got lured into that bedroom by a monstrous apparition. Then the door closed and locked your ass in there by itself. Now your ass trying to twist and open the door and the shit won't open. Now you banging on the door, you're panicking, you're scared, your heart is racing. What you gonna do? What you gonna do without Yahweh Bahasham, Yahweh Shai? And yeah, monstrous apparitions are real. Well, where do you think they get the Grudge from? Where do you think they get 13 Ghosts from? Where do you think they get the Haunting of Salem from? Okay? Where do you think they get Insidious from? They get it from the Holy Scriptures, man. The Grudge, that's an example of monstrous apparitions, man. You wouldn't be terrified if you saw some terrifying looking creature wrapped up in a shower curtain, drenched in blood, crawling down the stairs towards you, making weird, scary ass sounds. You wouldn't be afraid of that. You wouldn't even want to live in your own home after seeing that. People would think you're crazy. You'd be on the news trying to explain the whole thing, and people would just think you're bugged out. The police would be going in your home and shit, searching the whole crib, then they'll come out. Sir, we didn't see anyone in there. No, I'm telling you. I saw a woman. She was gray, like she was dead. She had cuts all over her body, and she had bloodshot red eyes, and she was wrapped in a shower curtain, crawling down the stairs, making this sound like she was drowning underwater. And she was crawling down the stairs towards me. I'm telling you, I saw this. The police would look at each other and start laughing at your ass. See, the Most High will do that to you, man. And that's why when you read Hebrews 10 verse 31, it tells you it is a fearful thing to fall into the hands of the living power. Ain't nobody delivering. Okay, and what did the Lord say? In Deuteronomy, is it the 32nd chapter and the 33rd verse? He said, none can deliver out of his hands. Man, y'all better learn to fear Yahweh Yahweh Shai. I mean, just talking about this makes me fear Yahweh Yahweh Shai. Y'all don't understand what Yahweh is capable of. There's a reason why he's called the King of Terrors, man. There's a reason why he's known as Allah Shadia. Y'all don't fear that? Y'all watching all these movies like Saw 1, Saw 2, Saw 3. You're not afraid of that? Who do you think gave Esau The idea to come up with machines or to put people in predicaments where they have to torture themselves in order to escape certain death. Who do you think gave Esau the idea to make movies like Saul? The Most High did. Yahweh. You're not afraid of Yahweh? The Holy Scriptures tells you man's goings are of the Lord. When deep sleep falleth upon man and slumbers upon the bed, then the Lord openeth their ears and sealeth their instructions. Okay? Okay, Psalms 44, verse 4, 444. Call Halayim La, Alahayanawa, Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai. Okay? 3 fours. That represents what? A gate, a shield, a hedge. The number 4 is the number of mercy, victory. Okay? So Psalms 44, verse 4. Thou art my king, O Yahweh. Bahasham, Yahweh Shai. That is our hedge, right? The name of the Lord is a strong tower. Okay. The name of the Lord is who? Yahweh Bahasham Yahweh Shai. And again, Yahweh Shai is the son of Yahweh. And Yahweh Shai act as a shield. That's why the name of the Lord is a strong tower, right? Thou art my king, O Yahweh. Command deliverances for Jacob. And how's Yahweh going to do that? By sending his son, Yahweh Shai, to deliver his people when the nuclear war breaks out. And that's after the mark of the beast, which is the RFID CHIP, becomes mandatory. Through who? Through Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, will we push down our enemies. Through thy name will we tread them under that rise up against us. You see that? So we ain't treading shit down by our own strength. Okay? What you gonna do against a drone that's like over 1,000 feet up in the air? That can shoot drone missiles at your home at any given moment. What you gonna do against that? You gonna pull out your 9mm and start shooting at it? You gonna pull out an AK and start shooting at it? A bullet can't even reach 1,000 feet up in the the only gun that can shoot a bullet that can reach damn near 1,000 feet into the air is a sniper rifle, and that better be a damn near powerful sniper rifle. That motherfucker better be mounted on the ground or something, because you ain't about to hold that in your hand and expect to shoot a bullet that can reach 1,000 feet up into the air. You're going to have to mount that shit on the ground. And even then, drones move quickly. By the time that bullet get to 1,000 feet up in the air, that drone would have been somewhere else. So again, what you going to do against a drone that can shoot a fucking missile from 1,000 feet up in the air? What you going to do against that? What you going to do against a direct energy weapon? That motherfucking thing is above the atmosphere of the Earth, underneath the Van Allen's equator belt. You ain't gonna be able to shoot that. What you gonna do against a direct energy weapon? Come on, man. Through thee, O Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, will we push down our enemies. Through thy name will we tread them under that rise up against us. For I will not trust in my bow. That includes my fists, my feet, my knees, my elbows, my fighting style, how I fight. I'm not going to trust in that. I'm not going to trust in a crowbar, a bat, a machete, a samurai blade, a samurai sword, a ninja blade, shurikens, ninja stars. I'm not going to trust in a bow. I'm not going to trust in a gun. I'm not going to trust in a rocket launcher. I'm not trusting in any of those things. Okay? I'm not going to trust in an underground bunker. I'm not going to trust in stacking up food for months. I'm not going to trust in that. For I will not trust in my bow, neither shall my sword save me. But thou, O Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, has saved us from our enemies. You see that? And has put them to shame that hated us. In Yahweh we boast all the day long. In Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai we boast all the day long. And praise thy name forever. Selah. Okay? Enough said, man.
Will I trust? In him will I trust. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to the Heavenly Father and His only begotten Son, Yahweh.
I'm about to watch this video. Let me save it to my playlist. Flowing River. With that, I'm going to say Shalom. Is on to the next one.